All right, welcome back to the 23 Morning Blend. It is Monday. It is Pet of the Week time. Good morning, Amber.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having us.
Who is this with us today?
This is Julius, and Julius is one of our longest staying residents, and so he's been with us since August 1st, and so we're looking for a home for him. He's like, the camera's a little nervous, a little camera shy, but otherwise doing great, and he's just very sweet. He's been with us for over 2 months, almost 3 months now for October. And so we're really hoping that we can find a home for him. He's part of our Lonely Hearts Club, and so he is half off. So his adoption fee is going to be $75, and that includes neuter, microchip vaccinations, and he's ready to go.
So you said, 2, maybe 3 months. That's pretty long in terms of staying at the shelter.
Yes. And so we're really hoping that he can find a home. We just get a few dogs who just get looked passed by, but for no reasons we can think of. We just think there's so many to choose from that some dogs kind of get lost in the shuffle. So we're hoping that Julius can find a home and kind of have that pattern end.
You just buried the lead there. He just shook for a treat.
I know. He's a very good boy. He's like, I'll do anything for a treat.
So he can shake any other treats,
He catches them in his mouth, but I think I used them up already, so.
We don't want to cause an issue there. So how old did you say you think he is?
He's about 4 years old, we think. And so he's pretty good-mannered. He's been good with most people. He pulls a little on the leash, but nothing crazy, so a harness would be great for him. I think he could do well with kids and other animals. It's just about coming down and meeting him.
Mm-hmm. And how are you all doing? I know you had an Empty the Shelter event a few weeks ago, but capacity-wise?
We're still very, very full, especially with cats and dogs. And so we're really hoping to find some good adopters. And we're still getting kittens in, even with this cold weather. So we still have something for everybody, whether or not you're looking for a smaller dog, a bigger dog, or cat, or kitten. It's just a great time to come have a look and see if you can help a shelter pet in need.
Have you been not at capacity within the last few years at any time? Every time I talk to you, you're always full.
Yes, we know we're a broken record, but we've had a few weeks where things may have gone down to 60 or 70 dogs in the building, or 40 or 50 cats. But unfortunately, we've just been at such a high, the amount that we've been at capacity is most of the time. And that's been a change in the past 2 years. We weren't always at that kind of level. So we're hoping that this pattern of high intake and slower adoptions really changes over the next year or so, or it's something that we can continue to strive towards to help our population.
So if you've had Mr. Julius here in the shelter for so long, I'm sure you know his personality very well. What is he like?
He's really sweet. He's kind of a bouncy guy, very, very food motivated. So he's definitely going to be, I think, really easy to train in a home environment. We just recommend getting him a crate and having some good treats to work with him on, but he learns really quickly and he really makes new friends quickly. And you can tell he's just wanting to get out of the shelter, that it's just been a lot of stress for him to have to live in this loud area and not a home where he belongs. So we're hoping that he can find that person who can really help him out. And we know black dogs sometimes get a little bit not noticed or passed by than other dogs. So we're hoping that that can change today.
Does he have any, medical things people need to worry about or think about?
No, not that we know of. We think he's going to gain some weight when he comes out of the shelter. It's just hard for certain dogs to gain weight while they're in the shelter and that shelter stress. So, but otherwise, he's healthy. He's looking good. And so he'd be a great addition to most homes.
All right. And as the weather changes, any tips for pet owners, I don't know if there's anything people need to know as it goes from warm to cold.
Yeah, so it's just something where you want to keep an eye, you want to have a plan. Like if you want to make a plan now for when it gets really cold outside to keep your dog active. If you can't be outside and doing that type of exercise, you can always find mental stimulation like puzzle toys or different activities to do inside the house, or even taking your dog out to walks at places where you can be inside, whether or not that's Tractor Supply Company where you can go shopping, or or not Menards, but or Farm and Fleet, things like that where they are allowed. So just making plans so that way you can burn off that energy while it's still cold outside right now is a good idea.
Well, Julius seems very calm. I know you mentioned he was a little antsy, but new environment.
Yeah.
He's just hamming it up for the camera.
And he was just a little whiny, which we can understand. New places, I'm the same way when I go someplace new.
I'm food motivated and I'm whiny. Same, Julius.
I can relate.
So you mentioned he is half off. How much is he then?
His adoption fee is $75, and he's one of 3 dogs currently that are part of our Lonely Hearts program. And so we think it's a great way to get these dogs adopted. People can save that money and use it to spoil them in other ways with treats or a crate or toys. So he is $75, and he's ready to go home today.
He's just so calm. Look at those eyes. Somebody come adopt him. Julius,
boy.
you're great at hamming it up for the camera.
We talked it over today.
And as I know you've said before, you all are not a permanent home. You're not supposed to be.
Exactly. We do our best to try to give the best care that we can, but with so many animals and being at capacity as much as we are, we just aren't a home. And so we think that he could really flourish in a home environment. It just takes some patience and some consistency, but we think he'd be a great fit.
All right. Well, thank you, Julius. Thank you, Amber. You can visit winnebagoanimals.org for more info. And again, he knows how to shake for a treat. That's more than my dog knows how to do. We'll be right back.